Hello and welcome to another episode of Schnozzcast. Your hosts, Bob, Cory, and Todd. Cory, how are you?
Oh, fantabulistic, sir.
Excellent.
Todd, how are you today?
Hotter than the sun, Cory. Hotter than the sun, baby.
Ooh,
Bobby, how
that's
you
got me a
doing?
little erect.
I'm hotter than Todd. This is the benefit of going last in this order, but
Yeah, son of a bitch.
yeah. The funny part I was listening to, this is really embarrassing, but I was actually driving around today and I had finished the podcast I was listening to, which shout out to Conan O'Brien. But once I was done with that, I'm like, okay, I could start another one, or I could just start up our podcast and
Our podcast?
our podcast. I could start up the podcast and give it a listen. So, and I was reminded how you were thrown by the intro that I did last week, where I changed it up.
Yeah, that was
and
terrible.
I didn't. Yeah, your reaction was appropriate. So I'm like, no, tonight, back to basics.
I was the second you started talking to him, I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. I'm like, is he going to do that again this week?
No.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for a
And
much
we
better
only
intro.
we only took up 15 minutes of the production meeting to try and get it right.
That would be embarrassing if that's what actually happened. Let's not put that out to the world and have them think that that's what we do in the production meeting. All right, if you're new to the show, thank you for joining. If you're returning, good on you. Glad to have you. You can listen to and find any previous episodes out wherever you get a podcast. Definitely check us out on YouTube. Like, subscribe, follow. Same thing for Instagram. At Schnozzcast. Like, subscribe, follow. We post cool artwork every week that really only makes it to Instagram and Facebook.
Come check it out.
Yeah, and Cory puts a little bit of time into that, so you got that going for you. And it's accompanied by some sweet music that is somewhat tangentially related to the artwork. Sometimes. Yeah, take a little bit of creative license, liberties with that, but that's what we do. So if you wanted to ask us a question or give us something that you want us to talk about, you can email us at schnozzcast@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram at schnozzcast. So go out
Or
and do
swipe
that.
left on Grindr.
You paid attention last week because I listened to that again too, where you're like, swipe right. Oh, no. You fucked it up again. You can't swipe left. Every fucking dating app, as far as I'm aware, you're supposed to swipe right to accept, swipe left to decline.
Gotcha.
It's been so long, buddy. I couldn't begin to tell you guys.
My memory is very shitty, as you would attest. But the little unimportant, inconsequential details, I tend to have an elephant-like memory for.
Mm-hmm.
Swiping right seems to be that's what you would swipe, though.
If you were like, I want to meet you.
Yes.
So
Left, because left is just
Todd's
such a
now
weird...
2 weeks in a row made this joke and had everybody swiping left in the example he gave.
Yeah, our Schnozzcast photo pops up on Grindr, and they're like, left. Oh, shit. Had we just not listened to Todd, we could have been banging the Schnozzcast boys right now.
Right in a drive-through.
Banging the Schnozzcast.
Or you could just meet Bob out in the parking lot of Dearborn Music at 3 a.m.
At night, right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And only after I've contacted all the shop owners and made sure I know what time they close down for the evening. You're open till midnight? Got it.
You can get a little action there as well.
Yeah, let me go get a coffee and wait until the
Sun goes
midnight
down.
hour.
The coffee
Todd,
and
what-
the travel-sized Jergens.
Is there something? Hold on, let's explore this for a second. Is there a travel-sized Jergens? And if
There gotta
there
be.
isn't, why not? Jergens, if you're listening, we're looking for sponsors. I can't think of a better reason
Exactly.
to be the first podcast sponsored by Jergens.
Exactly. The safer lube.
Wait, lube? Hold on.
I said
Does
lube.
Jergens make lube? Todd's gone suspiciously silent. Jergens, to my knowledge, makes lotion, but
Yeah.
Todd is saying that apparently Jerome has gotten him Jergens lube.
That's not what I said at all.
On the way back from the liquor barn.
I'm just saying that I think that it's a dual purpose tool, if you will.
Sarah B makes a travel size one.
Do they?
They sure do.
Lube or lotion?
Lotion.
Okay. Just to make sure that Todd was still part of this conversation. He's interested in the lube. We were talking about the lotion. You know,
isn't all lotion lubricating? Isn't all lotion lubricating? That's part of the...
I mean, by the dictionary definition of lubricating, yes. However...
I live by the dictionary definitions.
I am not sure that anybody engaged in activity that requires lube would accept the fact that you're like, I only have Jergens lotion. Let's do this.
Hey, so hang on, guys. This is interesting.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for Todd's sake, I did look up.
By the way, we're going to start the show very soon.
Yeah, sorry. For Todd's sake, so Astroglide makes a travel size water-based personal lubricant.
Yeah.
Uberlube also makes
Uberlube.
A very it's actually, it looks like what was it, Banaka that you would spray in for.
Yeah, are you talking lube now or?
Yeah, it's
Banaka. Those two things are not alike.
No, but
it seems like one would sting.
It's in that type of spray bottle.
It's a spray lube?
It's a spray lube. Uberlube.
Ooh, shut the fuck up.
Good to go traveler.
There you go.
Not Banaka. Uberlube?
No, Uberlube.
Okay.
Uberlube. I like it.
All right, you're full of fantastic information tonight, Cory.
And there goes
Danielle.
Yeah, I thought that Danielle was coming down the stairs and I'd be like, did someone say lube? But it wasn't. It was my dog smelling the food that she's eating upstairs and going like, maybe I should.
Oh, hey, babe.
Hey.
No, we're not talking lube at all.
I mean, luckily,
Uberlube.
So this is a little behind the curtain stuff for the podcast, but you know, Danielle frequently accompanies Cory over here to the Schnozzcast studios, and there's a rumpus room set up upstairs, which
self-proclaimed rumpus room by Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, why wouldn't you call it a rumpus room?
I don't know what kind of rumping goes on up there.
Right? Sets the mind ablaze.
Gets
my thoughts a whirling. Yeah. Anyway, she hunkers down in the rumpus room, which that's my goal for the title of the episode for the week. Hunkering down in the rumpus room. With her dinner
Jerkins.
with her dinner that she's gotten. But so she'll drop off Cory, and he and I will start to set up for the show, and then she'll toddle off to grab something to eat, and then come back in the house. At which point, Indy's like, "Food?
Oh yeah, he knows.
Where are you go? Are you going upstairs?"
He knows right away.
Yeah. So, but he knows that he's not getting any of that food, but he cannot help himself from going up and down the stairs, going, maybe this time I go up the stairs, and she's going to be a little more receptive to my advances.
He's like, I know which asshole at this table is going to feed me.
It's Cory.
The eternal optimist.
Yeah, it's not me. Anyway, back to lube. Todd, are you good with if you're not doing it on the side, Todd, definitely Google and bookmark Uberlube. By the way, Uberlube, yep. We're also looking for sponsors. We could be the first podcast sponsored by Jergens and Uberlube.
Ooh, I think that'd be a conflict of interest.
No, those two, it's like peanut butter and jelly. They just got to get together and come and find common ground. That's all they have to do.
Slickery.
Dude, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
You're going to pick up some Uberlube tonight?
I mean, we're going to Siesta Key in a few months.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
I want a full report.
It comes with this nifty little travel case that is replaced. Like, you can take the lube out of the travel case.
Yeah.
Once it's done and replace it with a refill. And then you have a little traveling case Uberlube.
Now, just for, I know this may not apply to you, but just for the folks out there, for the kids who are listening, does it come in a 3-ounce container that will make it through TSA?
Oh, yeah, this easily makes it through. Like I said, it's literally the size of a banana.
Travel size.
Home run.
There you go.
Dude, and
there you go.
This isn't water-based either. This is the good shit. This is silicone.
Petroleum? Or
silicone-based.
Silicone-based?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Dude.
Better than Diddy's baby oil, baby.
Buy now.
Is it flavored?
This one is non-flavored.
Okay.
Let me see.
Todd, you got to ask. These are the kind of deep dives you got to go into when you're talking about lube sponsors.
Boys, you can even get the travel case in different colors.
Does the lube come in different colors?
No, it doesn't look like it.
It's functional. That's all we need it to be. Functional. Doesn't taste like ass.
Yeah, they have a badass red case that you can get.
Tastes like wieners.
Wiener flavored lube. See, this is Todd trying to one up me, going like, "Fuck you" in your episode title. I got something.
Wait, what is? Yeah, what
Do we have anybody in the room listening to this nonsense?
Exactly.
Yes. Good evening,
She's
Lori.
like, I guess I'm not coming over. I think I've changed my mind.
Glad you made it for the lube talk.
I think I'm gonna stay here tonight. All right. At the risk of leaving what seems to be a very fascinating topic for all of us, as anybody,
We'll double back to it at some point.
God, I hope so. Anybody have any interesting adventures this week? Something where you were out amongst the people, along with the common man, and identifying, really kind of getting back to your roots for being that sort of man of the people. How about you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no TD, so that sounds like it doesn't even apply anywhere near to anything I've done this week. TD, what about yourself?
I have a story for you guys. I was out amongst the common folk doing some shopping.
The poors, as you would call them.
Did you?
No, the unwashed masses, Cory.
The unwashed masses.
Yeah, no, yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you did you have your parasol? Did you have like an entourage to make sure that none of them could get too close?
I like to sneak out so I can observe them in their natural kind of goings on. So this is where the story gets really cool. So I was out in the grocery section of my local grocery store, and I'm just looking around and just observing, the people, being amongst the people. And this lady walks up to the guy who's actually organizing the produce, and she says, "Excuse me, sir, I'm looking for the broccoli." And the guy says to the lady, "Oh, sorry, ma'am, we're fresh out. We sold out of everything, but we should have some more tomorrow." And the lady says, "Okay, thank you." And she kind of walks away, and I'm like, what a great, respectful transaction between these two lovely human beings. And while I'm still in the section, the lady comes back a second time and says, "Excuse me, why can't I find any broccoli?" And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, yes, ma'am. Like I said, the broccoli we're all out. We should have some tomorrow. And as soon as we have it, it'll be first thing in the morning. You should be able to get broccoli tomorrow." Great. And so he goes back to doing the shelves, and then the old lady, she's looking around. I see her rooting around. I'm like, what? Why isn't she buying what this guy's selling? I don't see any broccoli anywhere. I don't see any florets. I don't see any of the whole broccoli. I don't see any in the organic section. It looks like the guy's right. They're sold out. Dude, I'm walking away to the wiener section, and this lady comes back to do it again. And she says, "Excuse me, where is the broccoli?" And the guy, and I'm thinking, this dude's going to go off on this old lady. And the guy looks at her and he says, ma'am, can you indulge me for 1 second? And she says, "What do you mean?" She says, "Well, let me ask you a question." He says, "Let me ask you a question." And she says, "Okay." He goes, "How do you spell cat, like in catastrophic?" And the lady says, "CAT." And he goes, "Awesome." He goes, "Again, indulge me a little bit further. How do you spell dog, like in dogmatic?" And the lady says, "DOG." And he goes, "Perfect. This is exactly what I'm trying to get to. How do you spell fuck, like in broccoli?" And the lady says, "There's no fucking broccoli." He goes, "That's what I'm trying to fucking tell you, lady."
All right, we'll be right back, folks. And we'll be right back.
After this word from Uber Lube.
You thought that one was going to hit a lot harder, didn't you, Todd?
I did. I thought I was going to slam, baby. I thought that was slapping. I thought you guys were along for the ride.
I think you lost
Best
me
joke I
because
ever heard.
once you said you were going to the wiener aisle, I'm like, there's no way he could still hear that from the wiener aisle. The wiener aisle is nowhere near the
so far from the
Far
broccoli
away from-
section.
It's right next to the broccoli at my store.
No. That's just poor store planning is what that is. Todd, I'm glad you're able to spend some time amongst the common man.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a little bit of Schnozzcast Theater here, if you'll indulge me.
I will.
Yeah. So can we play? So Cory and I are going to be two buddies, hanging out at the bar. We're sitting at the bar and we're drinking. And Todd, you come in with Jerome and your entourage and your parasol.
Are we lovers in this scenario?
No, we're two friends, two dudes, just hanging out, having drinks.
Why can't we be lovers?
What kind of friends? Like
We
close
can be
friends?
lovers if you'd like.
Okay.
Is that
All
what you want to do? Okay,
Yes.
so you've walked into a gay establishment.
Nope.
Why does it have to be
No,
gay
oh,
establishment?
we're also
Yeah.
trying to be incognito amongst the straights, you and me. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like just while holding hands and kissing at the bar. A normal
Okay.
bar. Normal bar. Doesn't
Normal
have to be
bar.
gay. Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right. So we're at the local watering hole. Cory and I are
Applebee's.
we're we got Applebee's. Okay.
Dude.
All right. No, let's go with that. We're at Applebee's.
2-for-1 appetizers.
2-for-1 appetizers.
Can't beat it.
We've got way too much PDA going on, and you come in with Jerome and your parasol and your entourage. So
Okay.
So go, babe. Can you order me a shot?
Oh, what kind of shot would you like?
Oh, whatever you think I want, big boy.
Blowjob? You got it.
Yeah, I'll take it. Who's that? You see that guy?
The crazy-looking, very short man with an entourage and an umbrella that's way too high over his head because he's so short.
The same.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about him?
He just looks like he doesn't belong. But
Especially not in
should we invite him to come sit down?
Especially not an Applebee's.
He's way too fancy looking for an Applebee's.
Oh, did you? Are you drinking from that?
No, I'm trying to grab your glasses behind. Sorry, this is not part of Schnozzcast Theater. This was
Yeah, but you could.
it
But
feels
if
like
you're
it.
listening to the audio version, you could pretend as though Cory's fixing me a blowjob shot.
Oh wait,
Cory's actually. So Cory went
Zip.
behind the Applebee's bar.
Well, we're very familiar with the Applebee's bartenders.
Okay.
And Todd, let's be honest. As two gay dudes, one of us is an Applebee's bartender.
Well, they know Cory well enough to know, like, if you can make the shot, but Cory needs to put the whipped cream on the top.
With my mouth.
And who's putting salt on the rim?
Oh, you know who?
I'm-
Who's putting salt on the rim.
I'm tonguing it right on the rim, Todd.
Should we invite him, babe, over to come sit down next to us? He looks like he wants to sit down with the common man.
I feel like he's gonna hate us.
Well, let's find out.
Okay, invite him over.
Sir, come on over.
Sup?
There's an empty seat here. No, there's only one seat. We can't accommodate your entire party, but if you'd like to sit down.
Jerome must stand, which I'm sure he's going to anyways, and hold that umbrella over you inside.
What's up, gentlemen? How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. What's your name, sir?
TD.
TD. That must be short for something. Is it Tiny something?
Dancer.
Tiny Dancer.
Use your imagination. You
Not
can
at all
use
what I
your
was thinking.
imagination. Well, you can use your imagination. Who are you guys?
Tiny Dong. Got it.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so we got
If it makes you feel better.
I'm Jeremy. This is my
Stefan.
this is my lover, Stefan.
Hey, Jeremy and Stefan. You guys come to this Applebee's all the time?
All the time. All the time. They have the best shots here.
Do they?
Can't
And
get
2-for-1 appetizers.
can't get liquored up anywhere else better than this Applebee's.
Very true. Very true. So
Yeah.
what's with
they-
TD? What's with all the people that you came in with? Are they friends of yours?
They're hangers on mostly, except for Jerome. Jerome helps me out from time to time, kind of getting things done. He's kind of
Which one's Jerome?
You can't tell who Jerome is?
No, they all look.
Who's holding the parasol?
Oh, that's Jerome. Got it. Okay.
Who's in the suit? Who's looking
They're
sharp?
all in
All these
suits.
other
They're all in
hangers on.
suits.
You guys are all
No.
in suits.
They're all
right?
in suits.
We're not the Nation of Islam, brother.
No one said
I'm not sure the suit is what defined the Nation of Islam.
And no one said bow ties. I just said suits.
Yeah, the suits is all we said.
If anything, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, if anything, there's some good old-fashioned zoot suits, and you guys got like chains and pimp hats and all that going on.
Yeah, you could be members of Cherry Pop and Daddies for all we know.
Yeah.
No.
Time. Car, we're going to do a shot.
Todd,
did I ask you what you're drinking already?
You did not.
Well, let's hear it.
I'm
sure it's going to be amazing.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's funny you said it's amazing. It might be one of the most amazing beers I've ever had. I am drinking Samuel Smith's Organic Chocolate Stout. It is freaking phenomenal, dude. It's like drinking a fudgesicle beer on a hot summer day. It is absolutely amazing. It is smooth. It is silky. It is tasty. It is delicious. And for my shot, it's summertime, baby. So I'm back on that twisted sweet tea whiskey, baby.
I got to say, the Samuel Smith, I've never been partial to. It's kind of like Old Speckled Hen, where you're like, oh, people from Great Britain are like, this is stuff.
You guys are very old because I don't know what any of those
are.
are.
Never tried it?
Old Speckled Hen?
Yeah.
Old Speckled Hen?
Never, ever heard.
Really?
I've never even heard of that.
Dude.
I mean, you've always been.
Have you ever heard of Newcastle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same spot.
Okay.
But Old Speckled Hen is the old school. No, but it's the same spot.
Newcastle had a resurgence 4 or 5 years back, I want to say.
Yeah, they've been around Michigan
but I don't see too many people drinking it anymore.
You don't see it on tap, and we're definitely like a microbrew beer on tap culture now, whereas maybe 10 years ago we were not as much. You know,
Newcastle didn't have a cartridge in it, did it? I thought
it's Boddington's.
No,
Boddington's. That's what. Okay.
Yeah. Don used to
order. And the import charges for that on tap, because again, that's coming straight from the UK.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. So, but somehow Guinness figured out a way.
Import charges.
Well, again, but the Guinness's market share is much greater than either one of those. That's why I'm saying. I think you probably, if you searched out really, really high end English pubs in the U.S., then you probably would find Newcastle on order, and it's probably super expensive for them to get, though.
It's actually not. Actually, import taxes on stuff from the UK is really not bad.
Still today.
Still to today, yes.
Okay, so they haven't been hit by.
I mean, it's a little bit more now for the UK, but it's nothing like anything for China or certain goods coming from Canada.
That Penguin Island.
Yes.
Okay. Todd, raise it up.
Yep.
Lori, anybody else in the room, anybody listening in the future, raise it up. Join us in a shot. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cilantro.
Oh.
That's the good stuff. Oh, beautiful sunny day and sweet tea whiskey. Gotta love that.
What's the weather like there today? Todd, you guys getting a little bit of sun?
Today, yesterday, and the day before, sun, no clouds. Just beautiful, man. In the upper 60s, I think we touched on 70 in some spots. Beautiful.
Okay. And you took the dogs out today?
We did. They got to go for a walk and a little bit of a swim. Great day. Great day in the Pacific Northwest.
Where are they swimming?
In one of the forks of the Snoqualmie River.
Now, is that forking through your property by the back 40?
No, we have one of the small tributaries that runs through our backyard, but we're not on the main Snoqualmie.
Okay.
I guess one of these days you'll grow up and move out there.
Are you talking to me?
No,
Oh.
Todd.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even going to address that.
I know.
Yeah. All right. Are we Going back to the bar, back to Applebee's.
I hope not. I hope not.
We could wrap it up.
Was there an overall point?
No, not really. No,
okay,
no.
yeah, then we're good.
And scene.
Thank you.
And Todd and his entourage hated us. They ended up leaving.
I did.
No, not in my head. In my head, we hung out there all night long, and we broke bread and learned about each other and formed a common bond. And he flew us home in his helicopter.
Todd, why? Yeah, that's.
I mean, since I wasn't allowed to finish this, I'm just giving you like the Cliff Notes version of how I saw it going.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Feels like something I don't do is give strangers who drink cheap shots rides home in the helicopter. Blowjobs.
Listen, you learned a little bit about gay culture that night, and you really identified. You're like, these people are just regular folks, just like I want to be.
No, I have tons of gay friends, and you two knuckleheads are the strangest two.
The strangest. Why? Because we're normal folks. Because we're not all these well-to-do.
No.
Two down-to-earth gay dudes.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think we never got to how it was that you came to stop with your entourage in an Applebee's.
At Applebee's.
Yes,
Exactly.
We never explored that. Did the helicopter break down? You thought they sold gas for helicopters at Applebee's? How did you find your way?
I needed my riblet fix.
No.
He was coming in to buy that Applebee's. Todd, so quick question kind of relating to that though. Why is it every time that we mention Jerome, I just picture Andre 3000 with his yellow umbrella?
Do you? Why? Just because of the umbrella? Well, did Andre 3000 carry an umbrella?
In a lot of music videos, he always danced around with an umbrella.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Because I always think about the Time video, and I think about the actual Jerome, right?
Okay. Yeah.
The actual Jerome?
Well,
I
don't know if that's his real
Jerome's
name,
not actual?
I don't know if it's his real. No, I'm talking about the who I assume your manservant Jerome is, lovingly named after, or that's who it reminds me of. That's who comes to mind.
What was the quote from Jay and Silent Bob, Clerks?
You don't ever say a bad word about the time.
Yes, yeah.
In a row? In a row?
Oh, damn, I got to look it up now.
No, that's a totally different and yet even better.
I know, but when you said that, that's what it reminded me of.
Actually, I got to be honest with you, from Clerks, after he finds out that she sucked 37 dicks, she leaves. She leaves, right, in a row. She leaves and walks out, and he's like, I'm going home. And he's like, try not to suck any dick on the way to the parking lot. And that, to me, I'm like, oh, that's just chef's
one
kiss.
of the greatest exchanges ever.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're right. No, that was Clerks. You don't ever say a bad word about the time. Or it could be, I guess it could be Clerks 2 or Jay and Silent Bob. Sorry. It was definitely Jay and Silent Bob.
It was Clerks.
Okay.
I just can't. I can't think of it.
Todd, you've seen Clerks, right?
I have.
Okay. Have you seen the whole View Askew universe movies, all the Clerks sequels?
I don't know if I've seen. I know that I've seen the original Clerks. I know I've seen I've seen. I think I've seen, if not all of them, pretty much most of them. Maybe there's one. If there's an obscure one that nobody saw, I might be on the list of people who didn't see the one that nobody liked. But yeah, I've seen. I think I've seen them all.
That's a very delicate way of putting that, and I appreciate that. Cory, we've been putting the spotlight on Todd for many different hilarious reasons thus far, but I want to shift it back over to you if you want to do some tickety talks.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You were born ready. And I always forget, I keep thinking oh no, we've been...
Are you ready?
talking about this, and Todd's been telling a story about that, and I'm always like, let's shift it back over to Cory, and then I play the song that Todd recorded, and it's just his voice go over and over again. I'm like, more Todd. I'm like, Cory, let me give you the spotlight, but before I do that, let me play a musical number from Todd Dillon.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, yeah, boys, we gotta be. While you're trying to pull that up, Cory, I have as of this week, I think just created a private Instagram DM between the three of us, where I think Todd, you and I need to submit our entries for TT's TikToks.
Ooh,
because honestly, I don't spend a ton of time on TikTok. The most TikTok I ever see is when Cory does his segment here on the show.
Well, here's an easy fix to that. You get yourself on TikTok, sir.
Yeah, I know. But if I send you like a reel or a clip from Instagram, isn't that something that you could also share? Or is it like 4 times harder to do it if it comes from Instagram?
I'd have to check to see if I can save it and download it. We'll talk about it.
Okay,
afterwards.
fair enough.
All right,
boys.
boys.
Get an assistant.
Well, ask Jerome if he knows any other Jeromes.
Yeah.
Send
Jerome for a referral.
Send it my way.
There's a finder's fee in it, I'm sure.
All right, boys. So this first one is this is just a PSA. If you're ever out in the water, kayaking, paddleboarding, fishing, just
stand up paddleboarding,
just waiting around stand up paddleboarding, just waiting around in the water.
Okay.
If you see something that looks kind of fishy, don't touch it.
No sound. Hold on.
No sound. Is that a
right
turn
at the
or a
moment of
baby
truth.
Ruth? Is that a turn or a baby Ruth?
It's no big deal. See,
Please be a baby Ruth. Please be a baby Ruth. Please be a baby Ruth. Please.
Can you still buy? Hold on, Todd. Can you still buy a Baby Ruth candy bar, or did Caddyshack ruin Baby Ruth for the world?
I think you can still buy one.
I've never looked for one, so I honestly couldn't tell you whether or not they're at your local gas station in the candy aisle.
I've not been to a gas station in many a moon, but I'll have to try. Jerome, put that on the list. We're going to a gas station.
The volume turned up on the Bluetooth? It's not muted or anything?
Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bluetooth is up.
All right.
Gina. We've got our sound going now.
Someone took a shit. Oh, God. It is a perfect piece of poop. Fuck.
Not a Baby
Did he
Ruth.
taste it?
He sniffed
sniffed
it.
It looked like he tasted it.
Someone took a shit.
Or licked it?
Oh, you can hear him sniff it.
It is a perfect piece of poop. Fuck. Who took a shit out here?
I'm gonna say.
Why did he keep it? Why did he throw it back?
Shit.
Catch and release, brother. Catch and release.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna say,
It is a perfect
based on
Fuck.
the
That's a healthy shit.
based on the nonchalant way that he picked up that piece of shit, that guy licked it, but he knew that he's done it enough where he's like, maybe if I just lick it, and while I'm licking it, I'll just go. People will think I'm sniffing it, but I'm actually licking it.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I'm
The
going
camera-
to my grave. That's what I'm thinking about that guy.
The camera angle doesn't really show if he licked it or not, but I like.
I don't need to.
That's an
I don't need
amazing
confirmation.
turd. That's an amazing turd because it's not even breaking down after being in that big body of water for so long, right? It's like, it didn't even seem like it had any.
It was so
like slime coming off it.
That's what he said.
when
He's
Baby Ruth shaped.
he's like it's a perfect piece of shit. He's like, someone had a healthy shit out here.
Yeah, there's no way he didn't lick that.
So this next one.
Hey, can you put the back on, Cory? Maybe there's a piece of corn in there to give it away.
No, I don't think we need to go that far, buddy. So this next one I got for you guys. This is not funny. This is not anything. This is probably one of the coolest inventions I've ever seen in my entire life. When I came across this, I actually had to go to the website to make sure it was true, and it is.
Did you order one of them?
Not yet.
Not yet.
They sell this product. So
Okay.
I while you guys watch this,
Yeah.
I want you to think of what you think the price would be for this invention.
Okay.
Here we go.
$19.99.
Hey, I'm Skip Bedell, and this is the Chill Daddy, America's only wall-mounted, customizable refrigerator.
What the fuck?
The Chill Daddy holds up to 60 cans of your favorite beverages and is fully refrigerated. Simply set your preferred temperature with just the touch of a button. The flip-down lid doubles as a convenient bar top for easy entertaining, making you the life of any party. With the Chill Daddy's customizable artwork, you can make it your own. Just upload some of your favorite photos to their easy-to-use website and swap out the frame. The customization doesn't end there. Choose from over a dozen accessories like a subwoofer, Bluetooth speakers, even cool bar accessories. The Chill Daddy is perfect wherever you put it, like on the patio, in the garage, or even for the back of the RV. Thought all that was too good to be true? I got one more for you. It's made right here in America. Customize yours today at thechilldaddy.com. That's thechilldaddy.com.
So that is a legit product.
Yep. You want my guess?
Go ahead.
$700.
Okay.
Nah.
Todd, what do you
You're
think?
sticking with your $19.99?
No, it's $19.99 for a month based on the commercial, but I would imagine that the total cost of that's like $299. Isn't that how much like a dorm refrigerator would cost? I mean, that's ultimately it's a different dimension dorm fridge because you can
Hold
get
on.
like
But-
what do you say, 60 beers in there?
But a dorm fridge, everyone knows what a dorm fridge is, and we've all bought them. We all have.
I
But
haven't.
that is when I watched that ad for Chill Daddy, I thought about every single Instagram business or person who's selling something, charges for that kind of stuff. And based on the commercial, based on the artwork, based on the accessories, I'm like, yeah, this is not a cheap thing.
So
Plus, hold on a sec. I'm gonna. It would have been more expensive, Bob, if he had actually uploaded the photos from his phone, and they scroll through because it was actually the cover was actually online. Now that would be somebody should take and improve upon the Chill Daddy and make that front panel rather than a replaceable
Like a
thing that
TV?
you can. Well, not like even like a TV, just like a super cheap LED screen, just because that way then if you could upload your pictures on there or have it even scroll through multiple pictures so it's like a digital picture frame, now you're cooking with gas. I think I have an improvement for that Chill Daddy right now, but I think that's it. I still stick with my Cory. I'm still sticking with $299.99 or for 70 easy payments of $19.99.
and you said $700.
700. Yeah.
Bob's the closest. It's I think it was $595.
Yeah.
He's ripping you off.
Oh, I'm not saying it's worth the price. I'm simply saying, based on what I've seen people hawking on Instagram, that's what I would imagine that would cost.
I'm not gonna lie though, I saw that I was like, holy shit.
Well, you got your man cave. Yeah, Todd's got his chicken coop. I mean, that would be an amazing chicken coop cooler to have on the wall.
Again, then I need hear me out on this, Bob.
Yeah.
Forget about that would be an amazing another TV screen if I could actually pipe TV to it and have it be a digital picture frame real time when I wasn't scrolling through pictures, I could actually route some cable or satellite or streaming service to it. Now that would be something. The other problem is though, I can't imagine if it holds that many beers and how much it weighs on its own, the lag bolts that I'm now putting in my 2x4s to hold that thing up, especially being that when it flips down, it's a table. So I'm actually going to be putting more weight on it. Yeah, that thing's going to freaking destroy many a home.
Not if you do it right.
First
you
install.
just got to do it right. That's
you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I saw that. I'm like, oh man. I got to show this to the guys because I immediately was like, well,
now I know why you didn't be like order now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When I saw the phone, I'm like, well, yeah, I got to.
Yeah.
That's going to take some saving for.
Right.
All right. This
How
last
much
one, $595.
Jerome. Call a dude from Chill Daddy. All right.
All right. So this last one I got for you guys. This is kind of how I imagine Todd's house at some point. This guy makes the deathly mistake of feeding one very friendly deer that comes up into his garage.
Okay.
This is going to be bad.
Oh, look at that. Just one cute little baby deer.
Get out of the rain.
He sits down with it, gives it some feed. It's very happy to have that. Which is cool, but then
What the fuck?
Then the next day, the deer
Holy shit.
that deer brought all his friends.
I thought that was AI for a second. I'm like, there's no way there's that many deer outside.
Nope. He's got about 20 to 25 deer inside and outside of his garage.
Shitting all over the place. See, therein lies the rub. Now there's going to be deer shits everywhere. He's got to sweep up those little frickin' pellets all over the place. And they're going to be tearing shit up.
Dude, don't continue to... Oh, my God.
Exactly.
Yeah, but these deer are like literally just eating out of buckets, not afraid of him. One's coming after him like, oh, feed me from your hand. Mm-hmm. Let's him pet it.
Yeah. He's going to get jacked soon.
Yeah, he's going to get gored by one of those antlers there.
Yeah, so like I said, that Todd, I thought, like, you know what? If any of us could see that, that'd be at Todd's house.
Although, to be fair,
hit the button.
To be fair, I feel like your mom did that same exact thing with the squirrel population of lower Metro Detroit.
Oh, well, yeah, but squirrels aren't anywhere near as big as fucking deer.
No, but
Aren't what?
They're probably
Squirrels.
a little even scarier.
They're not as what?
In mass.
As big.
Yeah, they can do a lot of damage.
Squirrels, no, they're fine.
They do a lot of damage.
Sounds like,
Plus, they shit. Plus, all these critters shit on everything.
yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, any critter's gonna shit all over whatever you. It's not like they're coming over to like, oh, if I could just get a morsel of food from you, and then I'll fuck off to this other little part of the forest and shit over there. Mm-hmm. That doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. No.
All right, Todd.
Yes, sir.
Ping ponging back to you. My understanding is that you've got some sports, but also some grievances, or maybe some sports related grievances.
A sports related grievance. So you can pick both of them. Play both songs at once.
Here
maybe.
we go.
The mashups.
With the airing of grievances.
I can't show two pictures at once.
Now you're gonna hear about it. As I rain blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way.
9 seconds. It was
Like I said, it's just like peanut butter and jelly. That's enough of that. I can't hear that anymore. All right.
Yeah.
So
I don't blame you.
What do you got for us, Todd?
So here's the first of my sports / grievances. And I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again and even more emphatically now. This whole college sports, and especially college football, is being ruined right in front of our eyes. It's already hard enough for the common man to get to a Michigan game or to get multiple tickets to a Michigan game or any of these big college conference football games. But now the craziest thing that has happened, Tennessee's quarterback, Nico Iamaleava, and I was going to change his name to I am a gonna leave because I think that's more fitting, but I don't want to rip on the athletes themselves because they, at the end of the day, they're still students and young people and not, I mean, they might be technically adults, but I'm going to give them a little bit of a slide here. But essentially, for those of you who aren't familiar, recently Tennessee's starting quarterback from last year, who was being paid $2 million for his NIL contract per year, by the way, $2 million a year to college athletes because we're paying our athletes these days, which I do think it's fair that the athletes, especially Division I colleges, who are rolling in money based on ticket sales and selling out 100,000 seat stadiums. I think that some of that should be distributed to the athletes who are putting asses in seats. And now we've gone to this spot where the national image and image and likeness contracts are actually paying the players on different scales. And so you have this quarterback from Tennessee who made the college football playoff last year making $2 million. And then right before they play their playoff game, and rumor has it, and again, this is a rumor, you'll never be able to fully kind of track down how true it is, but essentially, after leading his team to a spot where they weren't expected to be, he tried to renegotiate his NIL contract, essentially saying, hey, I'm worth $4 million, not $2 million, so I want to renegotiate my deal. And dude, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, where's this going to end? And now the kid, since Tennessee's like, we're not giving you $4 million. You agreed to $2 million per year for us. We expect you to be here. And now he's transferring to UCLA. And by the way, he was actually shopping the open market, and no other school was willing to pay him $4 million. But I'm like, we're losing freshman and sophomore and junior classes who grow up together and the team becoming a team and gelling. And now it's about who can pay these kids the most to come and play football or any sport for a season or so to improve their draft stock. And again, I typically don't begrudge any of these players who have elite talents that not everybody has, getting money and getting paid. But now you're running into the fact that you're going to be pushing college football games out of the price range of what normal people can afford. Even the parents of the people sending them there, unless their kid happens to sign a $4 million contract to be able to get a seat in the stands. What about students being able to get seats in the stands? I think we've gone a bit too far. I think enough is enough. I don't want to see these kids not be compensated for the monies that they bring into the universities for them being great athletes. But what we've got going on now with kids transferring every year, we have Georgia's quarterback going to Miami, signing a $4.3 million deal. We have this kid thinking he's worth $4 million, and he's going to go to UCLA now and get paid probably not $4 million, and maybe not even as much as he was making at Tennessee, because dude's dad got a little bit jumpy. I think we got to figure this out in a better way, because again, college football and college sports in general are being ruined because we're monetizing it like professional sports. And again, that pushes it further and further out of the reach of all of us to be able to go and enjoy a great college game when watching these kids perform and grow together and gel as a team. Yeah. And that's my sports grievance.
Don't you think that the system for that kind of shit tends to course correct, self-correct over the course of time?
I don't. Look at the NFL now. Look at baseball. Dude, the Mets signed a guy to almost $700 million contract. Do you think are baseball ticket prices going down?
No, generally not.
And they're not going to.
Well,
right? And literally the next guy who's half as good as him is going to be like, everybody's got their own. I got to get mine now. And my take is,
yeah,
if your kid is a legit Division I, let's say your alignment at and not for nothing. Part of the other thing that came out in this whole thing is, and again, I'm not here to say exactly.
Hold on. One thought at a time, sir. One thought at a time.
Sorry.
That's all right.
One of the other reasons why they're claiming that Nico wants to move on is because the line play at Tennessee wasn't as good as he'd like to see, so he wants to transfer to someplace with a better line. Oh yeah, and get $4 million if possible. If we're doing that, how does that work out, right? I mean, ultimately, having played college sports, that kids can come in one year and to the next, they can make huge leaps and bounds and get better and better. And it's awesome to see a team kind of gel and galvanize over 3 seasons. Again, I'm not asking these guys if they're elite talents to stay at necessarily all 4 years, especially if their life circumstance is one where their family is potentially food insecure or housing insecure. I think there needs to be a way to make sure that kids that come from underprivileged households are taken care of in a way that's fair and amicable. But what we got going now is I think it's going to ruin all the minor conferences, right? That's why there's 27 teams in the Big Ten. And then, like I said, if you're a mid-tier, high-end college lineman, your team has no shot because they're going to shake it up every year because people are just going to go where the money's at. It kind of ruins it for everybody.
I couldn't agree more. I want to see the kids being paid for the thing that shouldn't have happened in the first place, which is the NCAA, the college is making money off of their likeness and their performance.
Correct.
However, now we're going away from the fact that these kids should be spending that time trying to graduate and actually get a degree, and then while at the same time they're hoping to be drafted at the end of their career. I don't know if there's an easy answer in how we get back.
And that's my thing. I'm with you about. I don't think there's an easy answer, but I think there's a better answer. How about this? If you play quarterback for Tennessee for 4 years and you were a starter and you did well, and people pick you. Again, we have the technology to do this. If people, when they play the EA Sports NCAA football, and they use Eli Manning, maybe he gets 13 cents every time somebody puts him on their team or plays the University of Texas team. Figure out a way so that and they should get that in perpetuity, not until they, because again, if this kid blows his knee out next year, doesn't or just isn't really NFL stock and doesn't make it, I don't think that he should be poor if Tennessee made money on him. I think there's a way to, again, I think while they're in school, all these kids should get an equal amount of money. At least here's my first kind of salvo. Give everybody a set amount of money so that there's not haves and have-nots on the same team playing each Saturday together, number one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And then store away money based on, again, how many times are people buying their jersey number? Again, take some of those things and spread the wealth. So that, and not for nothing, before they actually get the big check at the end of their graduation or whenever they leave, and you can prorate it based on how long they stay. Then after that, make sure they can't take hold of any of that money until they've actually met with a legitimate, unbiased credit and money counselor, so that way that money can work for them and their families for a long time, even if they don't make the NFL. I think, I don't think it's easy, Bob, but there's a way if people put their heads to it. And like I said, it feels like to me still, we have the technology now. If I buy, again, call EA Sports, you name the game for college, and I pick a team or a player, every one of those players should get X amount of cents every time I do that. And that'd be a fair thing that they get. It's like royalties in music.
All right, so that's the first of your two sports-related grievances?
That is.
Okay. So
you ready for my next one?
Nope. Let's put a pin in it right here and get yourself a shot, sir.
I'm getting it. Got that sweet tea.
All right.
Twisted tea whiskey.
And hey, if you're out there and you're feeling a little thirsty, you're feeling a little frisky, a little salty, pour yourself a libation. Your favorite.
And some Uber Lube. And get some Uber Lube.
Your favorite.
If you're feeling frisky, get some Uber Lube.
Could be a glass of scotch with a couple ice cubes. Could be a shot of whiskey. Could be make yourself a martini. Put us on pause. Make your martini.
Could be a shot of horse semen.
Come back.
Yep. Spray your member with that Uber Lube.
Your horse member.
It's your
horse member. Third. Always thinking, Cory. Always thinking about possible episode titles.
Clearly.
All right,
boys.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Salute. That's the good stuff. That's really good.
I feel like you deep throated the microphone with that that you did. Yeah. All right.
So, hey, real quick, before we move on to Todd's second grievance, sports grievance, I was in the bathroom when you guys were talking about one part of it. And I don't know how that's funny. It's fact.
Jergens
I was in the bathroom, and let me tell you.
Jergens or Uber Lube?
Yeah, whatever happened in there. Do I need to hose that down?
Bob doesn't have
after the show.
He's not fancy enough to have Uber Lube in his bathroom yet.
Exactly. He's probably cheaping out and got that Vaseline intensive care in there for you.
It's
gotta have exfoliants in it and sorry, emollients, whatever the word is.
I took some of his Irish Spring and mixed it with some water.
I don't use Irish Spring, those dirty Irish.
In desperate times, call for desperate measures.
I only
boys.
use German soap.
Only German soap.
Yep. Yep.
The Autobahn soap or what?
It's. Well, you were already in the bathroom. You saw. Yeah.
Der
Autobahn.
Dongenspiegel.
Spiegel, yeah. So when you were talking about baseball tickets and all that, Danielle and I were watching the game today because I decided since FanDuel is such a terrible, shitty streaming service, I decided to pay for FanDuel $20 a month so we can watch our local teams play, which you used to be able to put on TV, no problem. And but Danielle's such a big Tigers fan. I'm like, oh, you know what? It's the beginning of the season. You know, it'll be worth its money. So either way,
I think it's smart of you to make sure to paint it as though you did this for her. It's a smart move,
dude. That's the truth. 110%. That's the truth.
Yep.
But anyways, so they were showing obviously when you see the camera footage from TV, you can see right behind home plate, and there's a bunch of open seats that they just redid this year.
Yep.
That are these.
It's called the
Tiger's Den.
Tiger. Oh, is it?
That's what I was just looking up, and that's what it said.
I thought it was the manhole.
No, you're thinking about Applebee's. Applebee's 2-for-1 appetizer special. The manhole. By the way, Applebee's, we're also looking for sponsors.
We'll advertise the shit out of you.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Go back and listen to the first 15 minutes of this show. You'll love it.
Yeah.
I want my baby back, baby. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Yeah. With that lube, you're gonna slide right into Applebee's with no issues.
Right into home plate.
Yeah.
No, so I got it is home plate club seats.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
So for a season ticket, it says it can be anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000.
Yeah.
Per game, it can be anywhere from $200 to $500 a seat.
I can tell you, I was actually looking at the Vivid Seats app in the last 2 days in the spirit of trying to like clear the unused apps for my iPad, and I clicked that app. I'm like, what the fuck is that again? Have I ever bought anything off Vivid Seats? And sure enough, I had a login. And I happened to look at Tigers tickets, and I swear to God, that section, I could have gotten a ticket for like $130, which is crazy for a ballpark ticket. Yeah. But anybody sitting in those seats you're paying to be on TV for 2.5 hours. Right? That's the whole point.
Certain ones.
I mean, okay, that's fair enough. That whole section. Not every seat's going to be on TV, but definitely if you're anywhere behind, the umpire, you're getting on TV the whole time. And that I feel like that's what you're paying for almost.
Well, and that's all. That's
along
resale.
with the seat with the back and the neck rest, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty nice.
Well, yeah, they're like actual cushion seats, and they're wider than normal ballpark seats.
If I knew it was going to be a gorgeous day, not terribly hot, like sometimes you go to the ball game. And it's fucking scorching hot, and you're not in the shade.
One day we went.
It's fucking, you're just dripping sweat the whole time. Or it's raining or some shit like that. To do it one time, I would consider buying a ticket.
Mm-hmm. For myself, maybe.
Forget about my wife. She does not need to experience
she's on her own on that.
Yeah, we're going. If you want to come, I'm like, it's going to cost you.
You're going to have to pay up, babe.
Yeah. Do you have a birthday coming up?
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I got to get you a present anyway. There you go.
Does that $130 get you a parking pass?
No. God, no.
Nope. Doesn't even get you a hot dog.
It gets you the seat.
It's your ass in that seat, and that's it.
And and $135. So that's through a third party seller.
Seats. Yeah.
So
like you're going through,
like someone was like, "Oh, I can't go to the game, so I'm gonna put it up."
Yeah.
But yeah, to get those kind of seats just up front, shit ton of money.
I get it. And especially now that the Tigers are doing really like they're fucking thumping it these days. They're really they're fun to watch now.
Oh, did you see your boy got a
Torkelson?
Another home run today?
You could tell
3-run
Danielle
home run.
and to win the game. Was it not?
No, well, I mean, it did win the game.
Right, it was the game-winning home run.
But it was
3-run homer.
Yeah, but that's what put him up in like the 7th inning.
Yeah. But there were no. Yeah, that was the one that put them. Yeah, the game-winning goal. Even in a hockey game, if the last goal is scored in the second period, they're still going to get the game-winning goal.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, whether she'll believe you or not, you could tell Danielle that. I was excited and happy for Spencer Torkelson.
He's been doing good.
He has been doing great.
And I do stand corrected.
Just bombs
on the home run count.
Yeah.
When Todd looked it up because he was only at like 4 home runs. The last episode we talked about. So I do stand corrected.
Now he's at 24.
Now he's at 98.
Yeah, it's been a week since we've sat down. So
no, so I think this was his between the last couple games that they've played. He's now at 6.
He's just very timely, and there's a difference between. I mean, Miggy used to do this all the time. I mean, he you don't have to hit a home run every game, but it's hitting them when it counts.
When the team really needs it.
Yeah, that endears you to fans, and it tends to put you in the news, and it tends to get you a better contract the next year.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what he does the rest of the season.
If he can keep it up, right.
If he keeps going the way he's going, he's going to have.
If the Tigers keep going the way they're going,
oh yeah, they are too.
Yeah, sorry, Todd, we're kind of going far afield from your sports. Let's get back to
our bad, buddy.
No, not at all. This is sports.
Technically, it is sports. Thank you, Todd.
It is.
This is you identifying with the common man.
Word.
Talking about their common man sports.
It's talking about Spencer and his freaking 6 home runs.
All right. Sports grievance number 2.
Yeah. So I want to revisit our Masters discussion, right? The smooth operator, Rory, won his Masters.
Yes.
And then the big freaking hitter, Bryson DeChambeau, bitched like a
apart.
bitch.
Yeah, fell apart.
No. But no, not only that. I don't. Again, golf is golf, man. You can get the yips, and when things start going sideways in golf, it's easy for the wheels to fall off, as we saw with Rory as well.
Yeah, but when somebody asks you like, "Oh, did you guys? How was your relationship or your conversation during the course of Sunday's round?" And you go like, "Dude never talked to me," and clearly he did talk to you because it's on camera on the opening tee where you guys had a really nice exchange.
Yep.
And not for nothing, but after that point, despite you guys not talking, Rory dialed in and managed to get it done, and you did not. Like, that just seems like fucking sour grapes to me.
Well, I was gonna say that's my sports related grievance. Bryson bitching about dude not talking to him. Come on, man. Yeah. Dude fell apart in the past and lost to dude. If dude's freaking mental coach is like, don't talk to that mofo and get your job done, you do that. And for Bryson to then be, he wouldn't talk to me. Come on, man. Come on.
And not for nothing,
especially
Justin Rose. Sorry, Todd, I'm completely cutting you off on your own grievance. Right. Justin Rose, who stuck with him right until the end for the playoff, managed to, despite having lost to him in the playoff and lost the green jacket after having been so close himself, managed to, be a gentleman and give it up for Rory, give him the props. In the interview afterward, had nothing but good things to say, nothing but happy for my friend, and my fellow golfer. I'm like, you couldn't even do that. Like, you didn't make it as far as Justin Rose did by a long shot.
Well, then the real sting to this, my beef is this: in a sport where if somebody sneezes during someone's backswing, or laughs, or their phone goes off, or somebody farts, they get thrown out of the frickin' not off the course because these knuckleheads.
You farter.
Well, this guy said, don't make any noise while I'm swinging, while I'm swinging, or while I'm thinking, or while I'm analyzing my lie. Don't you be silent. And then dude's mad because dude won't talk to him. Come on, man. Just weak. In a sport where, again, where so much is made of, they need perfect silence, perfect still in order to stay in the zone. You're bummed because the dude who won didn't talk to you? Come on. Bryson keeps losing me year after year. And again, I love the big hitters. I like the fact that he tees it up and there's like 8 miles of water in front. He's like, I'm going to hit this. I'm not actually going to play over the fairway. I'm just going to hit this over the lake and land it on the green. I love that he takes those big ass risks like a man. But then when he behaves like and I'm not even going to degrade women by calling him a woman. I'm just going to call him a freaking lily.
Because solid choice by Todd.
Yeah, I'm like, dude's just being kind of a lily.
Shout out to all you ladies out there.
Come solidarity,
solidarity, ladies.
So
Todd, that's my second grievance.
Todd, I do have to say, so we were watching the last of the rounds of the Masters on Sunday. Well, it was past Sunday, and you had mentioned about how Bryson's swing is, and he's very stiff. And I didn't really see it until
when
we watched the last round of the Masters.
I looked at him,
and he was swinging. I'm like, oh yeah, he is very, very, very stiff.
It looks uncomfortable, doesn't it? It's like you could never ever try and you would be hard pressed to try and reproduce his swing because you'd be like, shouldn't I be more relaxed in this?
Yeah, but I mean he makes it work. He's the one in the Masters.
Again, he's a professional golfer. I'm not shitting on his game. He's got mad skills, but he blames his clubs when he doesn't win, and he then bitches when dude doesn't talk to him in a game where everybody wants you to be quiet anyway. Yeah, that just seems silly.
It's a very weird style that he has.
Yeah,
but I would say if there were ever a chance that I could be in the Masters or play professional golf, I think you need to get to the point of like being.
Hold on. What would that be like? What would it be like if Cory was in the Masters?
Dude, you have to be Happy Gilmore. You have to embrace the craziness around you. If people are going wild, someone does something like, Todd said someone farts or sneezes.
Yeah.
Dude, you just go with it. You have to be in your own mind. You can't worry about what's going on around you.
100%.
Let that go. And so some of these golfers that are like, whoa, someone, I heard someone cough when I in my backswing. Okay, well, guess what? That happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And still hit a fucking great drive. And then you can be like, guess what? Even though there was a bunch of distractions around me, I was still able to fucking take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would go for.
I called my brother-in-law a silly bitch one day in the middle of his backswing, and he stuck it within 2 feet of the pin. That dude has got game and a mind like a steel trap. That's what I'm talking about.
That I can respect more than any person that was playing in the Masters. That's a hell of a shot if you did that in his backswing.
I did.
And he didn't bitch about it. He's like,
he executed.
And he could have turned around and looked at you and been like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, but that was his brother-in-law. I feel like for years and years of that relationship, he had plenty of practice in ignoring Todd. Exactly. So I'm not really sure.
Doesn't matter.
So when they roll out there every Sunday, Bob, they don't get plenty of practice and people coughing.
Whatever those people coughing are not their brother-in-law. Like you and your brother-in-law have a very specific relationship where he's had a lot of practice in ignoring what the fuck you're saying.
Nope, just like Happy Gilmore.
Plus, we gamble hard like like they do on the tour. Me and Steve, I get a stroke a hole. I used to get 2 on the par 5s, but he stopped doing that.
Now, on those strokes, are you using Uber Lube? Shout out to Uber Lube.
Just the regular Jerkins.
I would. Did you say Jerkins or Jergens?
I meant Jergens.
Okay. Yeah.
The pickles?
We can't be. Yeah. No, those are gherkins. Completely
God
different.
Damn it. Now we're all getting messed up.
Yeah. If we get sponsored by Jergens, we're gonna have to every production meeting we're gonna have to be like, okay, now remember guys, it's Jergens with a G, not a K.
What happens when you're jerking your
gherkin
with Jergens?
See, now that's Cory going like, fuck all of you. I've got the episode title right here.
I don't know if I can say that again.
Jerkin your gherkin with Jergens.
Yes, there we go.
Here's what I'll say about the Masters, because I have not seen since because my dad used to watch it all the time. He loved it. and he would make me watch it, and I was like, whatever. But Greg Norman, not since Greg Norman have I seen a golfer like Rory McIlroy literally just battling his own demons in his own mind for 72 holes. No, 72 holes? Masters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Especially the last day.
Well, wait a minute. 18, 36, 72.
Yeah.
4 days.
Yeah. So very clearly, every hole, every shot, he was just battling himself. He didn't need to, there could have been no one around, nobody coughing, no other golfer on the same hole with him like Bryson. He was just dealing with, like, how do I beat my own doubts about myself or my own fears and, bad thoughts and
I think that's the beauty of golf.
It
that's
is
golf.
But even you could watch Tiger personally. When I watch Tiger Woods play, whether it's back in the day when he was winning the Masters or even today, like I don't watch him and think he's battling demons. I just go like, oh no, he's just having an off day or whatever. Like, but when I watch Rory, like Rory's got so many demons to battle and so many like he blew it here, blew it there, and he's like, how can I do this without blowing it again? And just getting in his own head.
But that's golf. I think it's for every player. If you think about it, who are we complaining? Was it Spieth who was bitching about mud balls?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's his demons, right? He's like, oh, it's not, the ball isn't perfect like I'd like it to be. My line, and again, that's everything, and that's the beauty of golf. You can strike the ball as these guys do more than us amateur golfers do perfectly, and have a bad bounce, just bad luck. Just things not line up, right? You strike it perfectly, hit it right where you want to, but somebody else has a divot there. Somebody had a spike marker. A bird took a shit there that was bigger than any shit any bird ever took. Or there's an alligator there. It doesn't matter. And then guess what? You have to then battle your demon and go, holy shit, this is not where I expected to be, or the lie that I expected. And I think that is why I do love golf. And as amateurs, we do the same thing. It's like when you and I hit the ball off to the right, you know what we don't do? We don't battle any demons because we're regular freaking shankers who hit it off to the right 90% of the time. So our game is set up to recover from that screw up.
Yeah.
These guys on the practice tee, hitting it perfect 990 times out of 1,000 shots that they're hitting every day, when it doesn't go that way, can you imagine what creeps into your head? Or especially when you hit the exact shot in the exact spot that you wanted, and but today there's a pine cone in front of my ball.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. But the last thing I'll say about it, and then we got to move on. I watched, like, right after. So when he won, he sank that last putt and fell to his knees and started sobbing like a baby.
Yeah,
I just I felt that whole, the tension release from the crowd, from, my shoulders that I was watching, and, got to be honest, got a little misty over that. But the thing that really did it for me was, and I don't know if you stuck around long enough to watch it, but after he hugged his caddy and, saluted the crowd, he started walking that long walk through the crowd, right? And there's a camera that's on him, that's on him the whole way, right? It's a long walk. He met his wife and daughter, gave them a hug, and then he just continued to walk for probably like 150 yards through the crowd, and they're just shooting his face. And so you're seeing the camera, who's the guy's walking backwards. He's shooting Rory, and I don't think I remember seeing anything that was quite as moving as all of the emotions that were going over Rory's face that whole time. And I remember thinking to myself, like, man, if I was an actor and I was playing a golfer who had just gone through like what he had done, I don't think I'd need to study for it. I would just need to study this film and do exactly what Rory was going through. The relief, the disbelief that he had done it, all the pain, and all these emotions that were running through his face as he's walking through the crowd, and he's like seeing guys like, oh, right, Oh my God. And he's just sweating it out. And he's like, I can't believe, literally like without words saying, I can't believe it. Like, is this really real? Is this really happening? Yes, it is. Like, oh my God. All those emotions for, a couple of minutes was really striking to me. And I ended up like rewinding or rewatching. I'm like, I've never had to go through anything like that, but I imagine if I did, that I might come close in some way to all the emotions that he was showing to us on his face as he walked through the crowd for that 150 yards before he walked in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I think you hit it. I mean, ultimately, here's the thing. Don't forget that, like I said, I think that I've always been a huge Rory fan. And remember, before Tiger really became irrelevant in the pro game as like he is now, Rory was supposed to be the guy who picked up that mantle because his game was there. And for him not to be able to win that tournament and knowing what he's not even the number two player. I can't remember what he's ranked in the world right now. It's not. I don't think he's in the top 5. And so to be able to exercise those demons of not being able to get that tournament done when you know that people expected you to years ago, when you know that you have the game to do it, especially being that he's beaten these other mofos at other venues. Yeah, I think you're right. I think if you want to watch that is just raw, just awesomeness, especially for people at the top of their game, because as great as my brother-in-law and I know many really good golfers are, he would frickin' work them like nobody's business right. At any course, anywhere, anytime, without even thinking about it.
Yeah. All right, boys. I think we've beat that golf theme to death. And
no, I'm just kidding.
We got to move on to gentleman's agreement.
Gentleman's agreement. Gentleman's agreement. Gentleman's agreement. Gentleman's agreement. Gentleman's agreement. Gentleman's agreement. Oh, gentleman's agreement. Oh, it's the motherfucking gentleman's agreement.
All right. I've been waiting for this all night. Excited about it. Can I start with you, Cory?
Sure.
That's a deviation.
Sure. It is. But Cory doesn't bitch weekly about me starting with him. So I'm like, why don't we switch it up?
I love it.
I know Cory likes it when I switch things up. So Cory,
always.
You had to watch Till, aside from Todd.
Yeah. Oh boy.
That's a great start. Great start.
I feel like Todd heard my.
Did you put the camera like just on you? So you're giving your just.
No, I never put it on.
He didn't. He didn't.
All right.
I feel like Todd heard my response to Mississippi Burning.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, fuck you, Bob. I have one even worse."
What, fuck me?
Well, yeah, because it was your pick. You gave me Mississippi Burning.
Yeah, but why would he be like, fuck me? He's giving you this assignment, not me.
Right, no, but he wanted to top in a weird
I've never seen Till.
In a weird sadistic way.
Yeah. How does he think it's going to top Mississippi Burning?
No. It's not about it wasn't about the movie itself topping Mississippi Burning.
Yeah.
It was about the content. And he was like, well, Cory found that uncomfortable. Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna find a movie that's even more uncomfortable.
Okay.
And guess what?
But
if that's what you're trying to do, Todd, fucking congratulations, you did it. This is. What did I say last week? If you want to go watch it, go watch it.
Yeah, that was kind of
This is.
If you don't, that's fine.
This is. I maybe don't even watch this. Like
Wow.
It's for again. I digress. I shouldn't say that.
Yep. 30-second spoiler free synopsis. What is it about?
Dude, it's a.
You did watch it, right?
I did.
All right.
It's about another.
I can tell he watched it, Bob.
It's about another black family that.
I'm watching the emotions roll across his face like it was Roy McIlroy walking off the green at the Masters.
This lady's son gets lynched, and she makes it her effort to find who did it. And it just, and again, it was just, such a historical value. Yes, totally understandable, Todd.
Yeah.
I get it. I can appreciate that. As far as a cinematic, movie that I'm going to be like, oh yeah, man, great movie. No, that's not going to happen. Like,
but I don't think every movie that we assign isn't about cinematic value. But I think ultimately, like I said, a lot of people don't see this movie because they don't want to feel bad. But ultimately, like I said, the themes that play out, and again, I'm not trying to sway whether you recommend it to people or not. This movie kind of covers all the things of kind of the world that we live in not that long ago. It's not like this was back in the 1800s. And,
no, this was 1955, I believe.
And on top of that, no justice. And so people wonder why people have an attitude still. That is the kind of the poignant, I think, nature of it. There's no closure for any of these people. That is
yeah, like I say, and again, I can definitely appreciate the movie. Most certainly. But yeah, if you're looking for a pick me up, feel good movie, that's gonna make you laugh and have a good time, definitely don't watch Till. If you want to look into social injustice and injustice in itself. And how bad our country can be at some things, then yeah, sure, watch it. Definitely.
Well, and I would, hopefully one of the things that, and I didn't assign it to you for this reason, Cory, hopefully, I'm going to embellish a little bit and just kind of steal a little bit of your thing here. But and also besides that, if you want the rawness of the subject matter is one thing, but if you want to kind of feel how you might be a little bit better, how you can contribute to making America a better place, I think it's a great movie to see because every little bit helps, especially when you realize the circumstances of other folks. And I think this movie does a great job of showing a thing that a lot of people, you didn't even know who Emmett Till was before this movie, right?
Oh no, not at all.
So again, you're not in the minority in that for people who aren't black people.
Right. Yeah,
that's important to know.
No, and for a comment like that, or a point like that, yes, I can definitely agree with that, and that is something that that's why people should watch it. But again, yeah, if you're looking for some laughs and some good jokes,
there's some laughs at the beginning.
Good time Saturday night.
Yeah. And then after that, it just goes right into.
So here's my question to you. You are a self-avowed fan of the serial killer documentary.
Correct.
So how is that any different than? I mean, are you getting good feelings from a serial killer documentary, or is it just as impactful of a slog of a watch through a really serious, possibly depressing drama?
That's a very interesting question and a good way to put it. But for the serial killer documentaries, like that's, yeah, I'm obviously not watching it for a laugh.
No, I would hope not.
But that it's most of those aren't for. I don't know. I guess just to put it out there, as far as things being like a racial injustice, like that's absolutely terrible. A serial killer, on the other hand, like yes, that's terrible,
right?
But it's.
Well, think about this, Cory. Not for nothing. Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't caught more quickly because of the people he was preying on.
True for someone like Dahmer, yes,
fair.
yeah. For someone like Dahmer, correct. Yeah, I really don't know. You'd have to give me a little bit to come up with how I could actually put that into my own words to give you the explanation for that.
Yeah,
because again, too, I don't get good feelings from it. But like these past two movies were just
heavy.
Yeah,
they're heavy. Yeah. It was heavy. Yeah. Dense content. Absolutely.
And again, too, just as Todd said, like I never knew anything about this person prior to watching this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the serial killer stuff that Danielle and I watch, like I've known about them for years. Like I knew who their victims were and all that. Like so, it doesn't have that same impact to me, I guess. That
I get it.
So someone that I didn't know that had this injustice brought against them, and what their family did to, or his mom did to try to correct that.
Right.
Well, and I think that, again, I don't want to steal anything from your time here, Cory, but the thing that I think stands out even more, how come we don't know the names of the people who got away with this injustice, this travesty? The people who did the wrong things aren't also a part of the knowledge lexicon of our country. That's as bad as not knowing who the victim was. We like to know who the good guy is. We like to know who the bad guy is. And in this, a lot of people in this country, and I think the funnier thing is, and I know this also, I think what will be cool, Cory, is because I know you're a rap guy like me, so you listen to some rap music. Now, when you listen to certain artists, you'll actually hear them drop Emmett Till references a lot.
And I'm sure I'm actually sure I've heard his name dropped in songs before, but now it never really meant anything until seeing the movie and knowing what it's about. But I really hate to do this, but you actually just put it into words what I was feeling and thinking that, yeah, when it comes to the serial killer stuff, most of these people have been caught.
Got it.
And so who that terrible person is. And you're learning about them, but
it's more of a procedural, like how did they catch him?
Not even that. Like they're just caught. They're a terrible person. Yeah. They've been caught and they're spending time or have already been put to death for their injustices. For things like this movie, like, and again, just like Todd said, and thank you for putting it in the words you did, Todd. Yeah, there's a lot of people, and there still are a lot of people that do that kind of stuff, and they're not caught for it. You'll never know their names. You'll never know who they were. Especially stuff back in 1955. Those people they're probably either way too old to even say anything about it, or they weren't caught, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
So, Todd, I think that perspective is exactly what I was looking to try and say. So I appreciate you actually saying that, because that's exactly what I felt. Right. Watching that, watching a serial killer documentary, who it is. They've been caught. They're locked up. Now it's just about learning about the victims and who they were, and that's what I want to hear about. With this, it's the complete opposite.
Sorry, what grade did you give this?
There doesn't need a grade.
We're not going grade. We're not going grade.
I had to. Come on, I had to.
I know. But.
All right. I'm going to go next. I'm going to leave Todd for.
Oh, wow. Last. I love it.
I always go last. So I had to watch Tires from Cory. And Cory, I'm giving you a solid C-.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's passing, but barely.
It's a Netflix show. 6 episodes, 1 season. I watched the first 4. And it's like an office type of show, but all the characters are working in like not even a tire shop, really. It's just a shop that's full of tires because he bought a fuck ton of them in the first episode, and they're doing oil changes and brake repairs and that kind of shit. And the only name actor that I can see in it really was Shane Gillis, who.
Which I thought was Save It For You.
No, he's never done anything for me.
He hates Shane Gillis.
I don't hate him. He doesn't make me. I literally watched 2 hours of this stuff and did not laugh once. I think I came closest. The character that whenever Kyla's on the screen, like, okay, she's probably the funniest character on the whole show.
All right, wow.
And I can't explain to you, Cory, why did I like The Office, but I don't like this show, which is like The Office in a tire shop. I don't know.
All right, hey, if it's not for you, it's not
maybe
for you.
It's because I knew Steve Carell and thought he was funny, and now he's on the show called The Office. I don't know what it was. I wanted to like it, I fought my way through. I'm like, I got to episode 2. I'm like, no, I need to keep going. Like, maybe this shit'll pick up. There's only 6 episodes. Like, am I really going to make it to episode 3 and not laugh at all? And yet, that's what happened.
Luckily for you, they're starting a new season. So.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I gave it a shot. Well, I don't know why it wasn't for me, but it just wasn't.
All right.
I'll watch it, and maybe because I think that you and I have, I think all 3 of us, the one cool thing is we have a sliver of each one's kind of funny bone, but in different spots we're very, very far apart. So I'll have to, I haven't seen it, so I think I'll have to watch it just to see what, because I think I might be able to figure out, maybe that's a new segment. I can figure out why somebody didn't like one of these shows, because now I'm intrigued, because I thought you might like it, because when I saw that
you've seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. That's what I'm going to see.
Why did you think I would like it if you haven't seen it?
Because who was in it? And I didn't know that you hated him.
I don't hate him. I don't know where you got that idea from.
Because Cory said it.
Now.
You have told me prior, you're like, yeah, Shane Gillis doesn't really do anything.
Doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, I don't hate him, but he doesn't make me laugh. I'm like, okay. I get that he's someone else's cup of tea.
Okay, you don't hate him, Bob, but he doesn't make you laugh, and it's a comedy, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a sitcom, whereas I'd only seen him like hosting Saturday Night Live. So I'm like,
he's horrible at that.
But that's
at least the second time.
That's him performing the scenes that the writers of SNL have done for him, which is totally different than, him actually having a hand in writing this. I did notice, like, he's a producer on the sitcom. I'm sure he has some hand in the scripts, the episode, his character development. This seems like a vehicle for Shane Gillis, that he's got a pretty big, sway over what happens. And so I'm like, no, I absolutely give it a try. Maybe this is the thing that's going to turn my mind around about Shane Gillis, and it just didn't turn out to be that way. So I'm hoping if we close it out here with Todd's review of my assignment of Anora, the Oscar-winning movie containing the Oscar-winning Best Actress, that we might end on a positive note for this segment.
Mm-hmm. You'd like it to end that way, wouldn't you, Bob?
I would.
Well, I got to tell you, Bob, I watched this movie.
That's good.
In fact, let me drop a little bit of extra seasoning on it.
Did you watch it with Mary?
No.
Okay. So that's probably a smart idea.
She wasn't having anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But last night I went to the Real Theater and watched A Raisin in the Sun again as a patron, not as a volunteer.
Awesome.
Mary and I went and watched it again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I watched a really, really, really good screenplay.
Yeah.
On an actual live stage.
Mm-hmm.
Then drove home and put on Anora.
Hold on. Are you now about to tell me that Anora could not hold a candle to an actual stage play of an Oscar-winning? That seems like an unfair comparison.
No, so Bob, I might have led you a bit astray. I'm kind of slow rolling the fact that you've done something that few of you knuckleheads have done.
Am I one of said knuckleheads? You
are.
Okay.
You're getting another A.
Woo! I don't know how I did it.
You're getting a solid A. And in fact, I thought about giving you an A minus, but the guy in me, because of the gratuitous sexual scenes in this movie, there is more scrumping and frickin' skin slapping in this movie than the law should allow. In fact, I had to double check to see that this wasn't an X-rated movie.
In fact, I watched it twice. And when it was done, I'm like, let's start this shit again. And by the way,
oh my goodness,
is this 4 A's in a row for me?
No.
I thought it was 3, but
no. Triangle Sadness. Well, first of all, there was American Fiction, which you did not care for. But then after that was Triangle of Sadness, Saturday Night, Sly Lives, and now Anora.
Oh my goodness.
That's 4 A's.
That's 4. Dude.
Suck it, Cory.
You are on a roll.
A's. On a roll, baby.
You are butter, baby. You are butter.
All right, so tell me what I really want to hear.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free for all of our fans out there. This is when Bob gets an A. mainly because this is a movie, even though I knew that it won an Oscar and that I saw the woman who won for Best Actress in this and all that stuff. I was never I had never seen a description that said, "Hey, when you have nothing to do for a couple hours, why don't you watch this movie?" I was not gonna watch it. The title, and then even the description, a Cinderella story, didn't draw me in. But what an amazingly and well done movie! If you want to know kind of where we're headed in society, what people have too much money.
Yeah.
If you want to see decadence, you should watch this movie. If you want to see unbridled sex, you should watch this movie. If you want to see the wrongs and I can't even use I have to use biblical terms, Bob. The Sodom and Gomorrah of where we are right now in this world. Oh my goodness. What a great this movie has everything. It has beautiful people, it has lots of sex, it has lots of realism, and it'll make you cry. And it has a lot of humanity, and it has it and again, without any spoilers, Bob, you know what held my attention, and I could and
Yes,
literally my brain was working. No, my brain was working overtime to try and figure out and understand why they didn't hurt her. Like, when I'm like, and again, I don't want to give any spoilers, but there's a scene there's a part in the movie where in any other movie that I've ever seen, she gets whacked.
Right. But I
"Yeah,
think
makes
that,
sense."
and again, without trying to spoil anything, I think that the point of that scene was to establish if they had done what you've seen, people do to characters like her in almost every other movie, then it would paint her in a light as a victim, like a clear victim where there was no ambiguity. There wasn't like I feel like she was taken advantage of. Oh no, I don't. I feel like she was the one who was in control. Like I feel like they wanted to make it so that they were painting the other characters besides her as you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what it's all about. I think if they had been violent toward her in that scene that we're talking about, that it would have painted some very clear lines.
It would have been
able to stray from.
It would have been redundant and done already. The reason it won an Oscar
100%.
is this hasn't been done before to like this, to my knowledge, especially given the subject matter, because she is again, without spoilers, the star of this movie is a sex worker. I mean, I said it. She works because not everybody that works at the Jiggly Room is. I know people don't like the ballet for our Jiggly Room sensitive listeners out there in Canada.
Our Canadian fans, the
exactly.
Ballet.
I'll call it the ballet.
Yeah.
She works in that sphere, and what happens is just absolutely. Yeah, I don't have a word to say what it is. I would recommend this, and it's kind of funny. When I get assigned a great movie, I usually go and tell my sister that she has to watch it. I don't think I can. I for the first time, I'm going to have to tell my sister.
Not this one.
Not this one.
Just tell your sister. Is she married?
She is.
Kids?
You met her, dude. She was in my wedding. Married kids. Yeah, married kids.
So
kids
you could definitely just say, listen,
I knew that.
This is a movie for when your friend is watching your kids. They're doing a sleepover, and your husband's going out to like a ball game.
No. This isn't.
This is a movie she can watch with her girlfriends.
No, this movie shouldn't be watched with my sister or my brother-in-law or anybody in her family.
God damn it! Why would you deprive your sister of good quality cinema?
It is a cinematic genius. Great story, great plot. Yeah, but not for everybody. But so you're still getting an A, Bob.
So Todd, let me ask you
Excellent.
this: how many tubs of Jergens did you go through during the movie?
Oh, this was an uber lube movie for Todd for sure. Mary wasn't there.
No. Actually, because I was going to say, actually,
Nope,
Bob,
dry?
that's
Just totally dry?
Here's I'll be honest with you. That was my biggest detraction from the movie. I thought, as a
It was the
person who was
insatiable amount
watching
of
this,
lube I went through.
no, I think it was the other way. There was so much gratuitous sex. That's why I didn't get an A+. I mean, and I would have given it an A- if the end didn't make you think. I thought, again, if you like a lot of sex in a movie and a lot of nudity, you're going to get it all on that. And for me, it felt, like I said, it felt a little bit over the top in that space, but it was all done to really kind of set up the end. So I got to give him kudos for it. But too much gratuitous sex for my normal. Again, I'm not a.
Gotcha.
I'm not a
Too much
spanker
gratuitous
like that.
sex. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd's a gentleman. He doesn't like too much of it. Is just a little too much, Bob.
Too much.
All right, before we do new assignments, can you do a shot or did you just put some?
Yeah, no. What?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Todd, you get one more shot? Maybe.
I
this
got
will be
one
the
more.
last
I got
for the
one more
show?
shot in me.
I think we're at hour 37, something like that.
I got an hour 41.
Perfect. That's what I got.
Clearly, 'cause that's what you
Literally.
just said.
No,
Oh.
literally an hour 40. I'm like, maybe I started early.
Oh.
I'm ready.
All right, boys.
Here we go. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. That's the good stuff. Hey, Cory, I just saw something that's going to be right in your wheelhouse. Did you know that Popeyes is selling pickle lemonade?
Ooh.
Didn't
That sounds disgusting
Sonic
to
do
me.
Something similar to that?
I don't know. It sounds disgusting to me, but I know that Cory's like a big pickle head.
You wouldn't like that?
Picklehead.
I take that as a term of endearment.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a dickhead, Bob. It's a pickle head.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
No, that actually does sound very good.
Yeah, I stand corrected.
No, because Sonic does. You can make your drinks "quote unquote" dirty.
Yeah.
Which is
pickle juice, right?
Some of them. Well, they used to do pickle juice. Now they do coconut. Not water, but like a coconut milk with a lime put in it. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper Zero made dirty.
No.
With the coconut
water and lime.
Coconut milk
Coconut
and lime.
milk. Okay.
Oh, so fucking good.
I'll try it.
So good.
I would try that. It doesn't sound good, but I would try it. Pickle juice? No, thank you.
You would think it does sound a little rough.
Yeah.
When it's just said. Actually trying it, you guys are.
When I say the words,
it's something that
you're going to
guys
retch.
are missing out.
However,
on.
amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
All right, new assignments. I got Cory because I gave Todd his last two assignments, which means Cory's got Todd and Todd's got me. So, Cory, have you seen 12 Years a Slave?
Yes.
Ooh.
Are you serious?
Thank goodness.
I was
Thank
joking.
goodness.
Literally, it's been in my list for you for probably the last year.
I actually watched that in film study
as
in high school.
Perfect. That I will delete it from here. But because I'm a smartass, I thought that would be perfect to follow up Mississippi Burning until.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I feel like you need something that is going to lighten the mood.
A pick me up.
Yeah, a pick me up. So
yeah, after the last
right.
two, yeah, I could use that. I could use that.
I have this on my list because I think we talked about it before. But have you seen Running Scared with Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal?
I don't believe I have.
Perfect. This is one of my favorite movies. I cannot even tell you how many times I've seen it. But yeah, there's a couple of Running Scares out there. So make sure that the one that you're watching is Gregory Hines, Billy Crystal.
Old. Is before you were born.
I think there's another Running Scared with like who's the guy that died who was in Paul Walker in
Fast and Furious?
Yeah, I think he was also in a movie called Running Scared. Not that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
We're an old one, Cory.
Right. Yeah. The oldest one I can find. That's the one I need to watch.
Yep.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It's from the late I want to say 86, 88, something like that.
I'll find it.
Yeah. But it was right about the time when like Lethal Weapon had come out and like buddy cop movies were becoming a thing.
Okay.
But there were some shitty ones. But then there was this one, and I'm like, oh no.
Some?
There were a lot of shit. Yeah, fair enough. There are a lot of shitty ones.
More than just one.
Yeah. All right, so I'm good then.
All right. I have Bob.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Burial?
The Burial?
Yep.
Is this on Netflix too?
I don't know what it's on. I didn't even look there.
All right. So I have not seen it. So I'm gonna.
I think it's on Prime.
Perfect. So I'm gonna take this.
Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones.
Is this a recent movie?
It's not that recent. 2023.
Okay, that's
a couple years old.
Yeah. All right, I got it.
Yeah, you have not seen that?
I have not.
There you go. You get The Burial.
All right. So now's where it gets a little interesting because Cory's got to assign something to Todd, knowing that Todd has just given me my fourth straight A, and also knowing that Todd made him watch Till right after he'd seen Mississippi Burning. So there may be a little bit of frontier justice coming up with this assignment.
Just remember that you didn't have any laughs at all during Mississippi Burning, whereas I gave you a chuckle or two at the beginning.
What? Really? Were there how many chuckles?
None. I had none.
The fingers of one hand? Zero fingers?
0 on 0.
All right. Yeah, so Todd, try again.
Todd, have you ever seen KKK, the superpower?
Wow.
I'm kidding. That.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see this.
No, it's not.
While I was really hoping this was real.
It's not. It's not real. It's not real. Todd,
you did assign me Hail Satan in the past, though, Bob. So.
Yo, you did. That is absolutely. Yep.
Have you watched any of the Welcome to Wrexham the documentary?
I have not.
Ooh, that's a good. Yeah.
Well, you have Welcome to Wrexham.
God
I like
damn,
it.
Cory giving me the middle finger, going like, "Oh, you and your 4 A's. Like, here's what I got, right back at you."
I think you're gonna really like it.
I'm a huge fan of of Deadpool, so I can't wait. Right, and It's Always Sunny. So two of my favorite actors.
Right?
Wait, hold on a second. So Todd, have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah.
Cory, have you seen it?
No. No. Yeah. No. You already made your pick. Made your pick.
But I have a running list of
okay.
shit that yeah. I'm not changing assignments.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Do we do a quick question?
We can do a question. Todd, do you have anywhere to go?
I'm ready for a question.
He does.
I've been waiting all night.
Yeah, Mary's been dying for dinner for like the last hour and a half. So, yeah, let's go.
We can run through
I'm
this.
due for a question.
We'll do one question.
All right.
I like it. Existential question of the week.
Oh man,
it feels like that music needs a refresh. Somebody should get on that. I'm on it, Bob.
Yeah, are you? Okay.
I feel like I know that voice in there.
I
know who that could be.
Yeah, I feel like it's not the first time that we've talked about that song being refreshed. So
I know it needs a refresh.
I got 3 questions laid out here that all of which are fascinating. How do we want to end this show? How do we want to? On what note do we want to end this show? You want to see the 3? I mean, I think that's fair. Sorry, Todd, I can't.
Yeah, we can't give you the cards
unless you held them up to the camera for Todd to see.
Let's do something that leaves everybody angry on the way out.
Angry? Oh, okay. Then I know exactly which one that is.
All right, I think we're gonna go.
Give me just on the top.
Yeah,
the top one. That's your choice.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. All right. So the existential question for this week is, what do you wish didn't bother you so much? Something that bothers you probably more significantly. Not like, you'd be willing to sacrifice friends and family or, throw people off of a cliff to make it go away. But, something that's not just a little, tiny grievance. This is something that clearly rubs you the wrong way. And you're like, man, I do not know why this bothers me so much. I wish that it didn't, but it does. I feel like Cory's already got an answer.
I definitely have my answer.
All right. Go right ahead.
Things being put back in their places.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very much
when
there's a place for everything and everything in its place.
When you take something out,
yeah,
you use it,
mm-hmm.
you clean it off, whatever you have to do,
mm-hmm.
it goes back in that place.
Yeah. Now, how often do people not do that where you're like, motherfucker?
So basically you're asking if Danielle ever does.
Yeah, basically. But you also have a job and you got people that you work with, so it could be them.
Yeah, but
you also do a podcast with me.
I have my own desk. Whoa, dude, don't. All right, if you want to get
I don't care. Yeah.
No, so
I'm a target as well.
If you want to look at that, like, yeah, we set up all this stuff.
Yeah.
We have cords running everywhere.
Yeah.
All this kind of shit just to do the podcast.
Yeah.
And everything, even when it's getting set up, it needs to be in a certain spot.
Yeah.
And Bob will try to help out and set everything up prior to me getting
here. I do try.
Yeah, but at some point I'm like, nope, this is where like all this stuff needs to be moved around and dealt with.
Right.
This cord needs to go in that way, and then even at home, in the house, especially in the kitchen, like now I feel bad. I shouldn't have just said that. Not just the kitchen area.
She's not going to listen to this.
We're leaving the show.
She doesn't give a shit about this.
No, not that my wife needs to be in the kitchen and doing all that shit, but
where she belongs.
Right.
She of course absolutely does.
Yeah.
Did you put your slippers on when you get home?
Yep. Yeah.
Where's my pipe?
Does she turn your pillow every half hour in the night?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I got to talk to you about that.
Yeah, that's thanks, Todd.
Yeah.
Why
Jerome does that.
Why don't when we're
Jerome does that?
Why don't when we're watches? Because there's a clock on the stove. Okay, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
No, but just for my stuff, like out in the garage, and then of course, again, all of our podcast stuff. Like, I want to keep it all centralized and know where it is. If I need to get to it, if I need to charge something up, I want to know where it's at. And out in the garage, same thing. I have tools out there that I need. And the sad part being, I know we really fucked my dad over when we were younger. Because I think he was basically the same way and always wanted to know, like, oh, if I need to go grab this.
Where did you think you got it from?
Oh, from my dad. I definitely got it from my dad.
Yeah.
So the final thought I'll give on this, to show that I know where it came from. He was the chief of police of Dearborn and would have to go out to very important scenes and run that scene. And most of that, he would have to use a radio to communicate to people. So he always had one in his center console in his city car. And I was an explorer at the time, working for volunteering for the city of Dearborn. And I would go out there every once in a while and be like, oh, we have a detail tomorrow. Like, I don't want to get a radio from the station. I'll just grab it from Dad's car. And he never really noticed until the day that we had a detail and I took his radio. And they had an active shooter off of Outer Drive. And he showed up and was like, oh, let me grab my radio. Opened his little center console.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no radio there.
That's unfortunate.
And I got a call and text from him. He's like, where the fuck is my radio?
You're like, who is this?
I was like, what radio?
Right.
And I'm like, Dad, I don't know what you're talking about. I no idea.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Was definitely was not me. And he's like, well, no, pretty sure I left it here, and you're the only other person that would go into my car. And so that night, I ran back out there and tossed it in his center console. I was like, hey, what are you talking about, man? It's right here. But yeah, no, he definitely didn't buy that. And I was in a lot of trouble for that one.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there's a picture in the Dearborn Times that
Of you getting your ass kicked?
no, of him just standing there looking very upset, using another officer's radio to communicate on, and I'm like, oh, even my mom was like, why do you look so upset in this picture? He's like, well, he's like, 'cause as you can see, he's like, there's an officer standing next to me, and I'm using his corded radio to talk on. So yeah, so I like everything in its place. Everything has its place. It needs to be put back. Once you use it, don't just toss it somewhere. It's got to go back to its spot.
Todd.
Well, before I go, I can't go one moment further without telling you. I just saw a commercial, and I can't remember what your in-act name was, but Stefan, I will tell you that Applebee's is having a 2 for $25 that looks pretty amazing.
Well done.
Is that for everyone, or is it? Do you have to have the coupon?
It's for everyone. It's for everyone.
Oh, okay.
As near as I can tell.
I would say, if not, clip that out and email it to us.
Have Jerome clip it out. And,
yeah.
Put it in the
It was
scrapbook
on television.
of coupons.
Jerome doesn't do television clips, and he doesn't work for you two knuckleheads. So Jerome is giving
true.
you guys the finger. So yeah.
Okay, so you should probably go.
Applebee's has a 2 for $25.
This was supposed to be a quick question. Now we're on like minute 18 of the.
I'm
segment.
ready.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm ready. What? Can you repeat the question?
Jesus fucking Christ! What do you wish that you didn't care so much about?
Yeah, people wasting my time.
Sorry. Let me. I was trying to do it from memory. The actual question is, what do you wish didn't bother you so much?
Yeah, people wasting my time.
Okay, gotcha.
Same answer. All right.
All right. Well, I won't waste your time with talking about that then.
You all know who you are.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Am I on that list?
Oh, 100%.
There were no follow-up
You
questions.
think you're not on that list?
My intent isn't to get anybody mad at me. I just want to. What was the question again, Bob?
What do you wish didn't bother you so much?
People wasting my time.
Yeah, there's no way you're not on that list. There's no way.
I don't think I've ever wasted
I'm not saying you're
time.
ranked higher than me. I'm just saying we're both on that fucking
Wait,
list.
what?
When did I waste your time?
Oh, people lying about wasting my time might be the new answer, Bob.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so I am.
Hold on.
List.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe what, have you lied about wasting his time?
I don't think so.
He
I
just
was going to
did.
say maybe we're not on that list.
He just did.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, okay.
94 is a bitch, Todd.
Let me close it out then. What do I wish didn't bother me so much? You know how when you're talking to somebody and
What? Was that it?
close,
Oh, damn it.
close. There are people that I know that I've talked to regularly, semi-regularly. But whenever it happens, I'm always like, come on, man. You're having a conversation like, and especially when like they've asked you a question and you're just answering the question. And before you get your answer done, before you finish, they give you the, fuck you.
Right.
The is code for like, I've stopped caring about what you're saying. I just want you to be done with it because now it's my turn to talk, and what I've got to say is way more important than what you got to say. And I'm like,
Totally.
I'm already out.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
All right.
Yeah. That it.
Okay.
I wish
I
it
don't have
didn't bother
anything
me
to say.
so much.
Sounds
I
good.
don't have anything to say. Other than
I will not name names.
No, you're right.
Okay.
I love the way you did pick the perfect question to leave everybody just a little bit angry.
Hold on. Let's be clear. I did not pick this question.
Right? No,
I gave Cory three. Shut the fuck up, Cory. I gave.
Okay.
No, I knew what you were doing.
I was like,
I didn't know how far you were going to take it. I gave Cory 3 questions. That's the one he picked, which really means that the next 2 existential questions is going to be one of the other 2. But yeah, that is the thing that just bothers me. Do not, especially if I brought it up and I'm talking about something you don't give a shit about, I'll cut you some slack of like losing interest before I finished. But if you ask me a question and I'm answering it and you won't even let me you lose interest before I even finish the answer, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Go fuck yourself with Uberlube.
Our new sponsor.
Listen, before we end the show for the weekend, all of us here in the Schnozzcast want to give a shout out and prayers and positive vibes out to Mia from Sound Eaters, who's going for surgery this weekend.
Oh,
and,
yes, definitely.
Yeah. So our thoughts are with you, Mia.
And prayers and everything.
Absolutely.
And good vibes.
Yeah. And the funny part is that
it.
her co-host for Sound Eaters, her I guess not host, they don't have a podcast, but the co-owner, the co-partner of Sound Eaters, Audrey, had posted something on Instagram saying, "Guys, what do I do? Do I leave her in silence?" It was like a Instagram poll. Do I leave her in silence or do I post pictures of her spaced out on medication?
No,
and I'm like, yep,
spaced out on medication.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was stabbing my finger at the phone going, yes, do that. Yeah. Do that now. She would want you to, don't you think? I would.
That's content you really can't get just
it's
off
priceless.
The cuff of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mia, we wish you the best. And selfishly hope that within the next, couple of months, you guys are able to come back. But whenever it is, we can't wait to talk to you again. But primarily, we hope that you get well and get well soon. So,
voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Shut the fuck up, Todd. And that's a podcast for the weekend. On behalf of Cory and Todd, this is Bob saying we'll see you next time. Peace out.
See ya.